Your lab setup will look similar to what you see here in the picture. There are various concentrations of calcium chloride to start part one. Please make sure to read the labels carefully for the entire lesson. Here we have a bird's eye view of what your setup will look like. Keep in mind you are going to be testing three different concentrations of calcium chloride, 0.5%, 1%, which is already made for you, and then 5%, which is also made for you. So to start with, let's just make sure we have the bases of our Petri dishes on the template. And then you will be using the lids to transfer the beads once you've made them. So let's just go ahead and set those corresponding to the template. So for the 1%, you are simply going to transfer 15 milliliters like you've done in the past. So again, notice it's a 10 milliliter graduated cylinder, so you'll have to fill to 10 and then an additional 5. And then you will simply do the same thing for the 5% calcium chloride. I'm making a little bit of a mess. So there's 10 and 5. For the 0.5, you will need to follow the directions. You will repeat the same thing for the 5%. I'm not going to do this because it's the same, just 15 milliliters transferred into the correct Petri dish. For the 5%, you will need to make a dilution. You will dilute this to 0.5, half the concentration. Once you have the correct concentrations in the Petri dish base, you will make alginate beads. The alginate solution has been pre-made for you, and the red food coloring is already in there. So you will simply make your beads by dropping 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5 drops, very similar to what you've done in the past. Time for 3 minutes. Now here is where you need to make some critical observations. You will be transferring the beads that you made in all 3 solutions to the lids. And as you do that, you want to make note of how the beads feel. So you're going to kind of gently, whoops, give them a squish test with the forceps, gently. Again, that was probably a little rough, but I'm trying to show you what I'm doing. And as you do that, please note the difference in the characteristics between the beads in 0.5, 1%, and 5%. So you will do that as you are transferring them gently from the solution to the corresponding lid. Not always an easy task. Eventually you can move the solutions out of the way and you will simply be focusing on the beads that you've transferred into the lids. Make sure you keep everything aligned.